presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
After a walk-off wins on Wednesday and Thursday, the Twins have lost the last two against the Jays on Friday and Saturday. They need a win today to salvage a split in the four-game series. Final set of the season between the Twins and the Blue Jays. With the back-to-back losses, Minnesota has fallen 5 back of the Yankees and still holding the second wild card spot, but only by a game over the Angels, who beat Texas last night. With 14 games left, the Twins 1 game in front. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. With Tim Laudner, I'm Anthony LaPanta at Target Field. The Twins trying to find a way to beat a Blue Jays club that always seems to present problems for their pitchers. They usually do it with power. It's been no different so far this season, and it's been the guys at the top of the lineup, starting with Justin Smoak.
And when you think about the guys of the Toronto Blue Jays, they do hit the ball out of the ballpark, and you have to think of Justin Smoak and Josh Donaldson. Both of these guys are hot. Justin Smoak from both sides of the plate. Left-handed, he hit a game-tying home run the other night. Right-handed, shot the ball into the gap yesterday. Justin Smoak has had an outstanding season for his Toronto Blue Jays. And Josh Donaldson right now, he's about as hot as anybody in the league. He is seeing the baseball extremely well. He is having his way with these Minnesota Twins pitchers. And so if you're Kyle Gibson, you got to look at these two guys. You get yourself in a game situation, you got to be very careful to these guys. But if you do not think that you can get those guys out, you might as well not go out to the mound today. But Kyle Gibson will go out to the mound. He will attack these two hitters. He will pitch these guys very tough today when he gets into game situations. But he will also have the confidence that he can get both of these guys out in the very, very difficult Toronto Blue Jay lineup.
He'll have to find a way. Donaldson's a lifetime .389 hitter against the Twins. 15 home runs in his last 20 games against Minnesota pitching. But today he faces a red-hot right-hander in Kyle Gibson. 4-0 in his last 5 starts. Dick Kramer and Bert Blyleven have more on today's starter next.
And for me, it's just trying to stay within myself and keep doing what I've been doing. And you know, sometimes when you're attacking the zone with a fastball, you're going to give up some hits early. But the whole point for me is just trying to get them in swing mode and trying to get their bats moving so that I can then expand the zone. So I'm going to try to do the same kind of thing. Attack with fastballs and let my changeup kind of help my fastball as well.
On this Sunday afternoon, we have the same pitching matchup we had 3 Sundays ago in Toronto. On that day, Kyle Gibson outpitched Joe Biagini, and Twins fans are hoping he'll do the same thing again here today. And we welcome you to Target Field. The homestand comes to a close here today. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven for the homestand finale. And Twins fans simply hope that we'll have a repeat in the homestand finale that we had in the first game of this homestand.
One thing the Twins need, they need a quality start. And they got the right guy on the mound with Kyle Gibson. Over his last 5 starts, all quality starts. 32 2/3 innings. 4-0, very good ERA. He's averaging over 6 innings a start, and that's what they need here this afternoon. For Gibson, the big thing for him, now the first 4+ months, not very good, but boy, he has turned it up as of late. Being aggressive in the strike zone. That's exactly what he's been able to do, establish that fastball. So you think about Kyle Gibson establishing the fastball, what that does, it creates fewer pitches per inning, and that's exactly what he's done.
Kyle Gibson's been the beneficiary of some huge run support, 16-0 in his last start here against the Padres. He got a lot of run support in Toronto 3 weeks ago, and a lot of that run support provided by home run power up and down the lineup.
Well, you think about the Twins, for 15 straight games, they have hit a home run and a total of 27. So hopefully they can do that here this afternoon. Get Gibson some early run support. You can see all time the Twins 1 home run away from 16 straight ball games.
In advance of one of the longest and most difficult road trips of the year, the Twins would love to hit the road with a win here today. The final game of the 4-game series with Toronto. Twins hoping to finish the homestand 4-2. Consistent starting pitcher the Twins have had has been Kyle Gibson. Kyle Gibson cruising through 7 innings. Swing and miss, and Gibson is on a roll. Got him. What an inning for Gibson. And now strikes him out. Talk about a clean inning for Kyle Gibson.
Make a good pitch right here, Kyle.
Strike 3. Got him on the inside corner. And Kyle Gibson continues to pitch well for the Twins, and they'll need his right arm to be razor sharp here in the final 2 weeks of the season. The regular season, we think, will close 2 weeks from today here at Target Field. Some awfully big games between now and then. Gorgeous Sunday afternoon, cooler, hardly any humidity at all. And the Twins, who started this homestand by winning the first 3 games, now we'll try to end a little 2-game skid. John Gibbons hoping his team can play well all the way to the end of the season, even though it's been a disappointing year for the Blue Jays. The Menards batting order for the Jays: Ezekiel Carrera in the leadoff spot, Josh Donaldson batting second, then Justin Smoke, Jose Bautista, Michael Saunders, Kevin Pillar, Ryan Goins, Rafi Lopez, and Richard Arena.
And Kyle Gibson on the mound, making his 27th start, his second against the Toronto Blue Jays 3 weeks ago, back on August 27th in Toronto. He pitched a very good ball game, 6 2/3 innings, only gave up a couple runs in that ball game, and the Twins won that game 7-2.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. No surprises. Rosario, Buxton, and Kepler across the outfield. Escobar, Polanco, Dozier, Mauer, the infielders. Castro behind the plate. And Joe's been playing Gold Glove caliber defense. And you really notice it when he's not in there, to take nothing away from Kenny Vargas. Vargas doesn't have the range or the athleticism that Mauer has shown. So pretty good bet that Paul Molitor is going to have Mauer at first base, if not every game, just about every game the rest of the way. Ron Culpa will call balls and strikes. Chris Conroy, Ryan Blakeney, and Jerry Meals on the bases.
And if you've not seen Kyle Gibson pitch before, fastball, slider, changeup. Those are his 3 pitches. Again, very aggressive as of late with his fastball, getting ahead in the count.
Strike on the outside corner.
Just like that. Carrera, one of those guys you want to keep off the bases. Good speed.
Down and in, 1-1.
Kyle, 29 years old, and his 5th season with the Twins. 6'6", about 215.
A little pop up back and out of play.
Kyle's had some good games against Toronto, not only the one 3 weeks ago, but over his career, making his 6th career start. In 5 starts, 2-1 with a 4.4 earned run average.
In the dirt, now 2-2.
There are his career numbers against the Blue Jays. 2 starts here at home. He's 1-0 in 13 2/3 innings. He allowed only 1 earned run.
Struck him out. Good fastball down and in, 1 down. And he'll face Josh Donaldson with the bases empty.
Well, and this is what you want to see. You know, Gibson attacking the strike zone at that 6'6" frame, that downward motion and delivery toward the catcher's glove, that being Jason Castro.
Words of admiration this morning from Paul Molitor toward Josh Donaldson, because Donaldson has just been outstanding against the Twins throughout his career. Gibson starts him outside with a breaking ball.
He's a guy that you have to really show you will come inside. I think a couple times in the first 3 games, he'll reach out over the plate and able to get some good wood on pitches away. And Castro again sitting away.
There goes another one.
Yeah, ball not away enough. Now it's really away.
A 1-0 Toronto lead.
Well, a lot of Blue Jay fans here. They're standing, they're applauding Josh Donaldson, who has had one heck of a series and one heck of a career against Twins pitching. You know, up until the pitchers start busting them inside a little bit, he's going to stay aggressively where he's going to drop that left shoulder and do that. The uppercut swing, but can see the location right down the heart of the plate. And just like last night's ball game, it's a 1-0 early lead for the Blue Jays.
And that'll bring up Justin Smoke. Check swing, but a strike.
And that's one thing Gibson has done a good job of coming into this game. His last 5 starts, he only allowed 1 home run. That's the 20th home run he's allowed.
Just missing, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Blue Jay ball club, I think, you know, it's kind of all or nothing. They're hitting only .242 as a team. That's the lowest in the American League. But they've hit 204 home runs now as a ball club. And this guy has 38 of them.
2-1 to Smoke. And a breaking ball now, 3-1. Outside on a walk. Gibson thought he might have hit the corner, but it's a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Jose Bautista. I asked Paul Molitor about Donaldson's leg kick and how early he starts it, and this is right. You can see his foot coming up, and look where Gibson is in his delivery. He's just separated the ball out of the glove, and it's a timing mechanism, but you know. And I asked Paul, I said, now if you do that, if you start your leg kick that early, aren't you pretty much helpless? If a pitch is up and in, you've advocated, you know, you got a pitch up and in, and no one is suggesting that you hit anybody.
No, not at all.
But
you have to make him move his feet. Well, make him move his right foot.
His right foot. How do you do that?
Well, you pitch him hard in. You know, not again. I'm not advocating, you know, drilling him or anything like that. I'm saying you have to make him feel uncomfortable. He's not uncomfortable here in Minnesota against the Twins.
Well, and to start your leg kick that early, I mean, if you have all your weight back on your back leg,
well, what he's able to do, and you saw that, I mean, his foot actually was down on the ground when he made contact, but he keeps his hands back so well.
Yeah. 1-2 to Bautista. And the pitch is up.
And Bautista, I think what we've seen, Bautista, the first couple ball games, took an offer yesterday. The last 3 at bats, he got base hits, all on breaking balls. So the game plan, I think, to try to not let his bat speed up, meaning throw him more fastballs. That's what's been giving a lot of trouble to Bautista.
Well, now it's a full count. We'll see what, if anything, the Jays do with Justin Smoke.
Already 17 pitches for Gibson. Yeah, not any speed at all for the Blue Jays. I'd be surprised if he takes off.
Back-to-back walks now. First and second, and now Gibson's got to go into damage control mode. One thing he's been really good at, and it's particularly impressive because there haven't been that many base runners on, getting the ground ball double play when he needs one.
He's had 23 double plays turned behind him this year, this being his 27th start. He's going to need one here.
Michael Saunders will bat with a couple of men aboard.
Saunders new to the Jays this year. He started the season with the Philadelphia Phillies. They released him back in late June, and then he signed with the Blue Jays. And he's got good numbers against Kyle Gibson. 4 hits in 9 at-bats with a home run.
19 pitches and only 7 strikes for Gibson. Two and 0. And Castro's going to come out and check with Gibson. Gibson finished his start against Toronto on a high note. He retired 10 of the last 11 batters that he faced. Put some early concern here. Gibson has given up the home run and followed that up with back-to-back walks. That's to left field, hit pretty well. Rosario drifts back, makes the catch for out number 2. Big out there. Saunders, as you said, with good numbers against Gibson, and then Gibson fell behind 2-0. So that's a big one to get.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to extend his arms like he did right there. The ball was away, hit it sharply, but right at Rosario.
Now Kevin Pillar.
Pillar 3 hits and 8 at-bats against Gibson with a home run. This guy, to me, is kind of like Donaldson a little bit. He's a grinder. This guy plays almost every day. Outstanding center fielder. Doesn't strike out much, about once every 7 at-bats.
Big swing and a miss.
Pillar in his 5th season with the Blue Jays.
One strike for the Jays center fielder. And that gets by Castro. And now there are 2 men in scoring position. It should be a pass ball on the catcher. Second and third, 2 down. Counts Castro, 1-1.
I don't know if Jason's trying to frame this or not, but maybe took his eye off of it, in and out of the glove. And it will be a pass ball.
Paul Molitor said he was concerned about Castro today because he took a couple of foul tips, one on the collarbone, one on top of the shoulder late in the ball game last night. 1-1 now to Pillar. Gibson trying to pitch out of this mess in the first inning. Good breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Another good slider. He swung through 2 sliders. And I don't think you go 4-0 over his 5 starts as of late without getting out of innings like this. Stay away from the multi-run inning. Okay, Donaldson hit a home run. Now this is a big out right here. Base hit might make it a 3-0 ball game.
Nice job by Castro there.
He smothered that slider. Already 25 pitches.
Two and two. Just off the plate. And Gibson has just missed a handful of times here, and a couple of misses have been ball 4.
Yeah, he's not missing by much. We'll take a look, see what Fox Track says.
No, he's outside. Clocked at 96, but off the plate.
Oh, you got to go with the slider right here. 3-2. And they try
3 walks in the inning. And Ryan Goins will come to the plate.
Yeah, Neil Allen's going to come out. Give Gibson a little breather. A lot of pitches here in the first inning.
Told you about Gibson's last 5 starts. He's been so good. He's walked a total of 3 men in those 5 starts. And he's walked 3 here in the first inning today.
Your job as a pitching coach right here. Get Gibson refocused. This is a big out right here.
4-game series with the Blue Jays, and you'd figure they'd hit some home runs, and they've now hit 5, and all 5 have come with the bases empty. Ryan Goins will come up with the bases full and 2 away.
And Goins against Gibson, just 2 hits in 11 at-bats.
Gibson on the ropes here in the very first inning. Up and away. So good with his control. He's thrown 28 pitches and only 10 strikes. And one of the strikes ended up in the 3rd deck.
They tried a changeup right there.
Even Saunders, who lined out for the second out of the inning, Gibson fell behind him 2-0.
Well, you're at the point right now as a pitcher, you have to rely on that fastball, and it has to be basically away. Outfield not very deep for Goins.
Especially Buxton in center, playing a very shallow center. 2-0. No place to put him.
Yeah, those are ugly numbers right there.
See if he can come back from 3-0. High. And it's a bases loaded walk.
Already somebody loose in the bullpen for the Twins.
Nick Turley getting loose with Gibson unable to throw strikes. Matching a season high with 4 walks, and he's only got 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, you got to refocus. See the shin guards of Castro right there. That's what you want to aim at right there. Keep the ball down. Started this inning by striking out Carrera on a good downward plane fastball.
There's a strike.
You know, I've been out on that mound too, where you have control issues like this, and then you throw a strike and the crowd applauds. I almost want to go back to the mound and clap myself. Yay, I finally got one over.
Base hit right field. Bautista will score. Pilar coming behind him. Here's the throw from Kepler. He is safe, and runners now at second and third, and it's already a 4-run inning for the Blue Jays.
Well, Lopez not getting a lot of playing time for the Blue Jays, but comes through with a 2-run single right there. Ends up at second base on the throw home. But you can see that ball left inner half, and Lopez lining it into right field. Pilar with good speed at second base. He scores the 4th run of the inning.
Still 2 out there in scoring position that need to be left there. It's 4-0. And here's the number 9 batter, Arena. Popped up, and it'll reach the seats. 1 strike. Four runs on just 2 hits. The Donaldson home run and the Lopez single. Swing and a foul. 0-2.
I've seen you, Reyna, strike out a lot on that slider down and in.
Took that one off the plate. 1-2. This will be the 37th pitch. Gibson's only thrown 13 strikes. One and two. There it is. The end to the inning. 9 men bat, 2 get hits, and 4 score. 176-foot home run, third longest in Target Field history. But it's what the Blue Jays did after the home run. They added 3 more runs. Twins hoping to bounce back after an early 4-0 deficit and head out of town with a 4-2 homestand. The Menards batting order has Brian Dozier on top, Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Jason Castro, and Robbie Grossman.
And for the second time this season, the Twins will take a look at their mound opponents, Gibson and Biagini, making his 16th start. This is his 42nd appearance overall this year for the Jays. See a young man right here, 27 years old. They want to stretch him out, and they're looking for next year for this guy to be in the rotation. A Rule 5 pickup a couple years ago from the San Francisco Giants. They like his stuff, fastball, curveball, and a changeup.
Twins trying to get one back here in their half of the first, and Dozier takes a strike. What the Twins did extraordinarily well against Biagini in Toronto, deliver clutch 2-out hits. He gave up 5 runs, and all 5 runs were scored on 2-out hits. Byron Buxton with a big 2-out single, then later a 2-out home run. This to short center. And there to snag it is Goins, 1 away.
Yeah, that's a game that Byron hit 3 home runs in.
Got the first one against Biagini. Joe Mauer to the plate. And he has been swinging a good bat.
Yeah, he really has. You know, you look a long time since August 10th. Joe hitting almost 400, 393 to be exact. Second best in Major League Baseball. Aviseo Garcia, I believe, with the White Sox, the highest since that time.
There's a fastball, strike 1.
Yeah, Biagini, good frame, 6'5", about 240 they list him at, and straight over the top.
Twins knocked him out early in Toronto. And there's a ball, 1-1.
Coming off his longest outing as a starter in the big leagues, 8 innings in his last start. Came against the Baltimore Orioles, gave up only 2 runs. Got a no decision. Jays won that ball game 3-2.
Hit high and deep to left center field. And caught on the warning track by Saunders. Mauer gave it a ride to the warning track, and Saunders at the last instant picked it off right in front of Pilar.
We saw this last night with Buxton and Rosario on a ball hit in the gap like that, that sometimes it's hard to hear each other when you're both yelling for it, but I guess Saunders loud enough to where Pilar at the last second went on the right side of him.
2 outs on just 5 pitches, and now here is Polanco. Up and in, ball 1. In about an hour, the Rangers and Angels will wrap up their series. Getting started in about an hour. And while the Twins have lost the last 2, the Angels have won the last 2, and it's all a question of perception, because truth be told, over the last 5 games, both the Twins and the Angels are 3-2. So the Twins are right where they were when this homestand started. 1 game up on the Angels. Pop up short center. Retreating is Arena. Pilar coming in. And he's there for the catch. And a very quick 1-2-3 first inning for Joe Biagini.
Coming to bat, it's time for our car soup scoop from the clubhouse. We'll start with Byron Buxton. Took that big bang off the wall late in the game. Talked to Byron today. He was a little sore last night, but he feels much better this morning, and he's raring to go. Jason Castro took 2 hard foul balls, one off the collarbone. Paul Molitor said he is definitely still sore and not 100%, but Paul Molitor said these guys all just want to play, specifically right now when it matters so much. When we asked Paul Molitor about his bullpen, which now might be tested with the way this game has started out, there are 3 pitchers he mentioned that might not be able to go today. G, Buznitz, and Hildenberger, all probably going to be shaded against Hughes today, and if Gibson can't go at least 4 or 5 innings here, guys, that might be an issue.
Chopper to first. Thank you, Kevin. Mauer will flip to Gibson, 1 away. Donaldson has hit some tape measure shots against the Twins again in this series.
Yeah, this will be an interesting at bat, but you know, he's a guy that, you know, doesn't get cheated. He was an MVP in the American League 2 years ago, so it's not like, you know, this guy hasn't done it against a lot of ball clubs, but especially against the Twins, he has enjoyed hitting against the staff.
Took ball 1 and then clobbered one of the longest home runs in this ballpark's history into the 3rd deck. And that was the beginning of a very rough first inning for Kyle Gibson.
Well, this is an at bat I think you have to establish inside, and again they're going away.
Fastball missing, 1-0.
And that's almost the pitch that he hit out last night on Mejia, that high fastball. Now going inside, so get it in there. That's a foul tip right there, I think, into off the bat and then into Castro.
They have the count listed at 2-0, but I believe you're right. I think the ball hit Donaldson's bat. Let's take a look.
Maybe the knob of the bat.
Or did Castro just not catch it?
He just didn't catch it. But you can see right there, even that pitch right there inside, and they do change it 1-1, 1-1.
Must have hit the bat.
Right.
1-1.
Go back in there again. Now run that 2-seamer in there.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Gone. Another solo home run. It's 5-0. And every time he swings the bat, the result is the same. Sixth home run for the Jays in this series, all of them with the bases empty.
You know, he had a home run in last night's ball game in the 9th inning, a home run here in the 1st, and a home run here in the 2nd. So the 2-seamer, you can see Donaldson opening up. He must be thinking, okay, you know, they pitched me enough away, I'm going to open up and cheat, and boy, did he ever.
Now swing and a miss by Smoke. Five to nothing Toronto. Mauer with a nice backhanded pickup. He'll make the play himself. 2 down. And that'll get us to Jose Bautista. Bautista walked and scored in the 4-run first inning. We talked when the Twins won the first 3 games of this homestand. We talked about how good the starting pitching was, and we no sooner talked about it, and it kind of has turned sour.
Well, at that point, it was very good.
What, just about 18 innings with 1 run allowed, and then Gibson obviously getting roughed up here today. Mejia didn't last long yesterday. 1-1 to Bautista. 2-1. Wins 2 and 3 of this homestand came in walk-off fashion. 3-1. 48 pitches for Gibson, just 21 strikes, a strike percentage of 44. And it's not just the walks, it's the favorable counts he's had to pitch through. And there's his 5th walk of the ball game. And that'll get the Twins bullpen fired up yet again.
That's the 4th time in his career that he has walked 5 in a ball game. First time this season.
But I'd venture to say it's the first time he's walked 5 of the first 13 batters.
Yeah, good point. You know, we were praising Gibson on only averaging 13.5 pitches per inning.
And now Michael Saunders.
We're not praising anybody anymore. The heck with it.
Saunders had a 2-0 count and he lined one to Rosario near the warning track and left. Little pop up, short right center field, and Kepler makes the catch to end the inning. Josh Donaldson again with a home run, and it's 5-0. And the Twins are hoping that Eddie Rosario can start a comeback. He's hit awfully well with a lot of power here at Target Field.
Yeah, 24 home runs, 18 of them hit here at Target Field. Not only the 18 home runs, he's also hitting .330 here at home. 3rd best in the American League as far as home batting average. So he's done a very good job here in front of his home crowd.
Since winning against the Padres to start this homestand 16-0, the Twins have had a hard time scoring runs. Just 11 runs in the 4 games since. 2 of those wins, walk-off wins in 10 innings. Now here's a fly to left center, and it's carrying deep. Saunders is back, and Rosario's done it again. Got to touch first base. And Rosario, with incredible power to the opposite field, got just enough behind that one to put the Twins on the board.
Home run number 25 for Rosario, and then 19th here at Target Field.
How do you hit that pitch where it was thrown as far as he did to the opposite field? Saunders shielding his eyes, and the ball about 2 rows back. Here is Buxton. Had a good day against Biagini 3 weeks ago in Toronto. Ball 1. Buxton got one of those big 2-out hits, put the Twins on the board early with a single to center. Then he hit the first of his 3 home runs on the day with 2 outs, knocking Biagini out in the 3rd inning. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Watch Rosario as he rounds first base. He wasn't really sure that it went out. And the celebration, then he had to go back and touch first base.
Driven hard to right field. Carrera back. Buxton's got one to the opposite field. And it's 5-2.
And home run number 16 for Byron Buxton, as he went the other way. Biagini giving up back-to-back home runs. And the second he is allowed to Buxton.
And now here is Kepler. Chopped up the line. Smoke flips to Biagini. Kepler retired for the first out of the inning. Check out the Jays out in the field. Brought to you by Northland Ford. Michael Saunders, Kevin Pillar, Ezekiel Carrera in the outfield. Donaldson, Arania, Goins, Smoke, the infielders. Rafi Lopez behind the plate. There's Eduardo Escobar. Escobar with 19 home runs on the year. Fastball zipped inside, ball 1. Inside again, 2-0.
Biagini last year for the Blue Jays, again a Rule 5 pickup, so he had to stay all season with them or give him back to the San Francisco Giants. Did a good job out of the bullpen in 60 relief appearances, but again the Blue Jays see him as a future starter.
3-0 with Castro on deck.
That's basically what he was when he was in the Giant organization, a starter in the minor leagues.
Three and one. Base hit right field. And Escobar has a knock with 1 out.
Well, 3-1 fastball, not a lot of movement. Escobar picking up the 3rd hit of the inning.
Pete Walker, the pitching coach, to the mound. He's trying to climb back into the game, and to some extent they already have with a couple of solo home runs. It's 5-2. Once it gets to be 5-0, if you're going to come back, you better score the next run. And the Twins have scored a couple here already in the second. Twins had a chance both Friday night and Saturday night to win the season series against the Blue Jays. They took 2 out of 3 in Toronto and won the opener here with Buxton's walk-off home run on Thursday. But now this game, the outcome of this game will determine the season series victor. Castro at the plate. Over the inside corner, strike 1. Blue Jays have won 10 of the last 11 season series with the Twins. . Fouled back, got a good cut, and it's 0-2. Twins head off on a long road trip. Forget what time of year it is. This is, when you looked at it before the season started, this figured to be one of the more difficult road trips for the Twins in terms of length and quality of opposition. 2 strikes to Castro. 3 in New York against the Yankees. Then 4 in Detroit, 3 in Cleveland with the Indians.
Yeah, their closest pursuer is the Angels, and they don't have the best schedule either. They have to play the Indians at home, Astros, White Sox, and they end the season with the Mariners.
There goes Escobar, and the pitch slapped foul. Tomorrow the Angels are off while the Twins open their series in New York. The Twins have the following Monday off.
Well, you take one game at a time and you hope the Twins can come back. They've already made it a 3-run deficit with a couple home runs.
One and 2 to Castro. Down and in 2-2. Seattle leading Houston 1-0 in the third. The Astros, if they win, can clinch the American League West title. Cleveland clinched the Central last night with the Twins' loss. Escobar scampers back. Two and 2 to the Twins catcher, and Escobar back again.
Escobar 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts at first base.
Escobar goes. Fouled back again by Castro. He's had some good swings in this at bat. He's gotten pitches up and fouled them back to the screen, straight back.
Yeah, Escobar didn't know whether to slide or hold up at short when he, or excuse me, at second base. Almost hurt himself.
Castro another foul. This time Escobar stayed put.
Right. He didn't run on a good pitch. He would have had to run all the way back again. He's catching his breath over there. Jeff Smith helping him read the signs from Gene Glenn over at third. Got a nice lead at first.
Goes again. Another ground ball.
I know Escobar is saying, come on, put the ball in play. Hit a gapper. I'm already moving.
Scanning the channels a few nights ago, and I ran across the movie Miracle, one of my favorite movies. I caught it in time for the scene where Herb Brooks has the team skate at the end of the game again and again and again. That's kind of what Escobar is going through. Blow the whistle. Again. Again. 2 and 2 to Castro. Again.
And fouled off. Well, he's getting his run again.
Got the helmet off.
Yeah. Sucking for air. He looks out at the field. Oh my goodness, Gene Glenn gave me the go-ahead sign again.
Not this time. And a slow roller under the glove of Smoke. Escobar around second, goes to third. Great at bat for Castro. A bleeder through the right side of the infield, and now Grossman comes up as the tying run.
Yeah, you heard the crack of the bat right there as Escobar makes it over to third base and says, "Hey, Gene Glenn, how are you?" But Smoke, a very good fielding first baseman, reaches out, just couldn't get to it. And the ball hits soft enough, and Escobar says, "Finally, I get to round second base, and I'm over at third."
And suddenly an awfully big at bat here with Grossman standing in, facing Biagini. Grossman wasn't active when the Twins were in Toronto. He's facing Biagini for the first time. Now the Blue Jays have activity in the bullpen. Tim Meza, one of 3 left-handed relievers they have, getting loose in the second inning. 1-0 to Grossman. Strike called, 1-1.
Well, Robbie, with 9 home runs, 8 of them from this side of the plate.
A frustrating night yesterday. A lot of Twins batters did. Yesterday was Grossman's birthday. 1-1. Nearly hit him. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. And it's 2-2.
Even though Biagini came off an 8-inning performance in his last start, most of his starts have been a lot short starts where he's given up a lot of runs. As a starter in 15 starts, 2-9 with an ERA at 5.4.
Off the end of the bat, foul. Still 2-2. Big runner at third base. Grossman. If you can get him in somehow with a ground ball or a fly ball, it's a 5-3 game, and the complexion changes an awful lot. The Jays, of course, hoping for a ground ball hit at somebody. Another 2-2. Inside with a breaking ball. It's 3-2. Expect the Twins will do anything with Castro at first base, but we'll see. Grossman draws a lot of walks, but he also takes a lot of called third strikes. Full count. Ball 4. And Dozier will come up with the bases loaded. John Gibbons' patience being tested here by Joe Biagini.
Biagini in the first inning only needed 8 pitches to get 3 outs. Now it's a total of 36 pitches.
Dozier hit a little pop-up behind second base, fielded by Goins. Tying run aboard. Double could tie the game. Ball 1. Remember that Jays got their second run of the first inning with a bases loaded walk. Now Biagini fighting the same control issues that Gibson was dealing with.
Dozier has 1 grand slam on the season, and that came here against the Brewers back in early August.
2-0.
Only 8 in the first, 30 so far here in the second.
Two and 0 to Brian Dozier. In the first inning, Goins got an RBI by taking 4 balls from Gibson. Dozier, of course, has 31 home runs. He may have the green light here.
And if it's a pitch to his liking, probably middle in. And Lopez sitting away.
Down the middle, a strike. Three and 1 to Dozier. To left and down for a hit. Everyone moves up a base, and it's 5-3. And that's going to be the end of the road for Joe Biagini.
Now both starters really struggling here in this afternoon's ball game. Brian, of course, got the count to 3-1 as Biagini fell behind. Came in with a fastball right there, and then a 3-1 fastball at 95. And Brian picks up his 85th run batted in. And it's a 5-3 game.
3 weeks ago, Biagini was knocked out in the 4th. Today, they knock him out in the 2nd. The safety of the Twins dugout. Been a good inning for the Twins. Already 3 on the board. The tying run in scoring position. Mauer coming to the plate, and he'll face left-hander Tim Meza.
Yeah, Meza, a couple stints this year with the Blue Jays, recalled, making his 13th relief appearance. 11 1/3 innings. He's given up 18 hits, 10 runs, earned runs, 3 walks, 18 strikeouts. See the 18 strikeouts. Hard-throwing lefty in his rookie season, 25 years old.
A strikeout pitcher, and Mauer, one of the best contact hitters in the game. Blue Jays batted around, scoring 4 runs in the first, and the Twins threatening to do at least that here in the second. Mauer hit the ball hard his first time up to the warning track in left field. A liner gloved by Saunders. In the dirt, ball 1. And Lopez lost it for a while. 1-0. Game's about an hour old, and we're in the bottom of the second inning. Both starters struggling. I don't know that too many people thought Kyle Gibson would outlast Joe Biagini the way the first inning went. 1-0 to Mauer. 2-0. 94. Nearly clipped him. Strike, and it's 2-1.
Amazing, his 5th season with the Jays in their system, signed by the Jays back in 2013. And you look at the minor league numbers, his walk ratio very high in the minor leagues. 85 walks on 175 innings coming into this game.
And another fastball taken for strike 2. Luis Santos getting loose behind Meza. Five hits in the inning for the Twins. And so far 3 runs on the board. Foul. The departure of Biagini. The Twins started the inning with a couple of home runs, but maybe the most impressive at bat, important at bat of the inning was Castro's. Something with 2 strikes, and he flipped so many foul balls back. Ended up hitting a weak ground ball that found a hole. And eventually Biagini left the ball game. Still only 1 out. 2-2 to Mauer. 3-2. Polanco on deck.
Well, he missed with a slider right there. First breaking ball he threw Joe. See if he can leave a fastball down the heart of the plate.
Pulled to the right side. Under the glove of Goins. 2 runs will score. The game is tied.
Well, it's a game of breaks. Twins got a break right there. That was a possible double play ball right there, but Goins maybe trying to turn it a little bit too quickly.
5 runs in the inning, still only 1 out.
Should be an error on Goins. Joe hitting the ball sharply, going to his left. The ball kind of boxed up right there into short right field.
An error on the play. Give Mauer credit for a run batted in because you can't assume the double play. But you're right, it could very easily have ended the inning. Here is Polanco, still only 1 out on the board. Runners on the corners. Inside, ball 1. Strike, 1-1. Players, coaches, and managers all deny it, but you can't tell me that in Anaheim the Angels didn't notice that Toronto had a 5-0 lead.
Then they're going, yes.
And they also have noticed by now that the Twins have tied it up.
Now they go, no.
Grounded foul, 1-2.
Yeah, a lot of people say they don't scoreboard watch, but you do.
That's a
you do.
Big pile of crap. Why wouldn't you? That's a fun part of the game.
You know what? There's not too often you get a chance to get into postseason. And this time of the year, heck yeah, you do. You can see how your closest opponent's doing.
Polanco checked. Barely, but he checked. 2-2. He almost nearly got hit by the pitch.
Sometimes when you do this, the barrel of your bat goes out a little bit too far, able to hold up.
Two and two to Polanco. Bounce to the right side. Goins picks this one up. And the relay to first not in time, and the Twins take the lead. The extra out that the Twins got has given them the lead.
Yeah, Polanco and his speed helped too, hustling out of the box.
Dozier scoring, and it's 6-5.
Yeah, Goins got a little nasty hop right there, but he made a nice play. Ball came up a little bit. Got the force out of Bauer at second. The relay throw. You can see Polanco beat it out as Dozier scores the 5th run of the inning. Excuse me, the 6th run of the inning.
Rosario started the inning by taking a pitch on the inside corner and somehow muscling it into the seats in left field. Trot foul, 1 strike. Great inning for the Twins after seeing the Jays race out to a 5-0 lead. Twins not done scoring here and interested very much in getting Polanco into scoring position. He can steal a base.
Polanco 10 stolen bases in 15 attempts.
Lace to center. That's down for a hit. Polanco to second base, and Rosario has 2 hits this inning. And that'll bring up Buxton. And the Blue Jays will open up a new can of pitchers. 3rd of the inning coming in. John Gibbons with a slow walk to the mound. And he will bring in presumably Santos with 2 outs here in the 2nd. Now they're up 6-5. Season will come to a close 2 weekends from now, and on Friday night and Saturday night it'll make up Fan Appreciation Weekend presented by Target. The first 30,000 fans get a Twins stocking cap courtesy of Target. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/tickets.
Well, Luis Santos coming into the ballgame, a September call-up, making just his 5th major league appearance. Now he got the loss here in the 10-inning Twins win here on Thursday night, and remember Byron Buxton hit the game-winning home run, and the first batter Santos gets to face, Byron Buxton,
who already this year in the 6+ games between the 2 teams, he's picked up a dozen hits against the Blue Jays and 5 home runs. So he's done to the Blue Jays what Donaldson's done to the Twins. Outside, ball 1. It was Buxton's opposite field home run earlier this inning that made it a 5-2 game. Now it's 6-5.
Yeah, Santos fastball, slider, changeup. His first fastball at 94 miles an hour.
Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1.
Here on Thursday night, it was kind of a breaking ball that Buxton hit out for the game-winning home run.
First walk-off home run as a pro since he hit one in Cedar Rapids a few years ago. Laced to left field. Down for a hit. Polanco scores. Rosario to third. Buxton with an RBI double. And the inning continues.
Well, this time Buxton got a fastball and pulled it down that left field line.
Center cut. And Buxton this inning with 2 extra base hits. Rosario with a home run and a single. And now Kepler will have a chance. And a hit to the outfield here will make it a 9-run inning. Swing and a miss. Kepler tapped out to Smoke his first time up. And the Twins have jumped all over the extra out they've been given this inning. One strike to Kepler. Another off-speed pitch.
Good change up there. Slider. The first pitch, then the changeup.
Line to Smoke to end the inning. The Twins score 7 times to take a 7-5 lead.
Nice standing ovation for the offense.
That this season series against Toronto is ending today. He's got 13 hits against the Blue Jays this year. 5 home runs. And he got a home run and a double in a 7-run second inning. Now to the third. Gibson miraculously now pitching with a lead.
This is a big inning for Kyle right here.
First pitch tapped foul.
You want to put the 0 on the board. Sometimes it's not how you pitch, it's when you pitch. And right now Gibson with that 2-run lead. Yeah, it's been a struggle, but
got to find something, don't you? Swing and a miss. 0-2. Took an hour and 10 minutes to play the first 2 innings. You know me, I'm never in a hurry to get to New York.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The gods, I think, said, you know, let's play long. That way Dick doesn't have to spend that much time in New York.
2 strikes. Pilar, Goins, and Lopez here in the third. Gibson hopes that's all that he'll have to face. 3 pitches, a strikeout, and Pilar is out on a strikeout.
And a good start for Gibson, his 3rd strikeout.
1 down in the 3rd. Let's get the big story today from Kevin.
Yeah, the big story in baseball takes us back to yesterday, where Cleveland took care of Kansas City a day after seeing their 22-game win streak, and they get the 8-4 victory. Francisco Lindor 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Carrasco 16-6, the winning pitcher. 2nd consecutive American League West title, 92-57. Royals now 4 games behind the Twins for that last wild card spot in Cleveland, doing it again today, guys. 3-0. What a baseball team.
And meanwhile, Matthew Boyd of the Tigers is no-hitting the Chicago White Sox through 7 innings. He's got a 9-0 lead.
Well, congratulations again to the Indians too. I hope the Twins get to play him in postseason. That's what I hope.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I hope the Twins get to play them in postseason.
I was just saying the same thing to some Twins people the other day. Yeah, Twins just need to get to the postseason first things first. And then the wild card game almost certainly in New York against the Yankees. And if you can survive that somehow, the way it looks now, the Twins would play the Indians in the ALDS. 3-0 to Ryan Goins, who got a bases loaded walk in a 4-run first inning. There's a strike.
They took something off that pitch right there. Changeup.
You know, the Twins are playing for postseason play this year, but they're also playing for what's become almost a necessary stepping stone for teams in the American League. You know, a few years ago it was Cleveland that got in with the wild card. Then Kansas City in 2014 got in. 2015 the Astros got in as a wild card team, and those teams took the next step the following year to a division championship.
Yeah, sometimes when you win your division early like the Indians, you kind of just, you know, get ready for postseason, but it's the wild card teams that have to, you know, really grind it out to get there, and they sometimes keep that momentum going.
Well, just, you know, look at where we're at here. I mean, Houston's all but clinched their American League West title. Cleveland's clinched the American League Central. Washington's clinched the National League East. It's just a matter of time before the Dodgers clinch in the National League West. Without the wild card drama, it would be a somewhat disinteresting end to the season.
Exactly.
3-2 to Goins. Gibson trying to come all the way back from 3-0. Knocks it down. He's got plenty of time. 2 down. Nice battle by Gibson after falling behind 3-0, 2 away. Sanford Health injury report. Jose Ramirez will have the luxury of resting the hamstring. The Indians don't have anything to play for now except the best overall record, which is important to them in the American League and in the National League as well. The Angels, or the Dodgers rather, 4 games ahead of Cleveland. You have to remind yourself from time to time that the home field advantage in a World Series, the ground ball to Dozier. Home field advantage in the World Series will go to the team with the best overall record. You're watching Twins baseball, presented by State Farm. Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Twins will send the bottom third of their lineup up. Escobar, Castro, and Grossman all reached in the 7-run second inning. The Twins lead by a couple. Escobar singled to right. And he takes up and away, ball one.
Well, Gibson did exactly what he needed to do. Have a 1-2-3 quick inning. Only 11 pitches in the third.
1-1.
Get those guys back up there swinging a bat.
Breaking ball down and in, gets another swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. In the Texas Angel game, it'll be Miguel Gonzalez going against Garrett Richards of the Angels. Pulled foul. Heads up. 1-2. Missed inside.
Santos just 25 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Again, a September call up, a guy that can go multi innings out of that bullpen.
Outside now, 3-2. Might be asked to do just that. The Blue Jays, like the Twins, have plenty of relief pitchers, but this time of the year you want to get as much out of as you can out of every pitcher you send out there. Castro will hit next. And Escobar's taking a walk to start the third. And Castro will come up with a man aboard. The Twins, in partnership with the Boston Red Sox, will each be donating $100,000 to the Southwest Florida community to assist with hurricane relief efforts. You can support the hurricane relief efforts in both Florida and Texas by donating online at twinsbaseball.com/hurricane relief. Castro had a long at bat, a lot of 2-strike fouls, ended up breaking his back and rolling one into right field for a hit. Strike on the outside corner.
That's an at bat that Escobar will never forget. What do you? I think he tried to take off for about 5 times.
One and one. Twins trying to add on some runs here.
Oh,
nearly hit him.
How did that miss him?
When you figure Josh Donaldson's probably going to hit 3 more times, I'd recommend getting more runs.
His fastball almost got him.
Matthew Boyd, no hitter through 8 with 104 pitches for the Tigers. And they'll get one. And Castro will beat the relay. Looked like Arena might be able to catch that on the fly, but he fielded the short hop and got the force at second instead. Good job by Castro running that ball out. That looked like a lineup.
Yep. Urania does the right thing. I mean, kind of let that ball just hit the ground. That's a, maybe a double play. That's what he tried to do right here. You can almost see him, a little short hop. And Goins relay over to first base. A little late, and see Goins was playing a deep second base.
Of course, it's not too much to ask to have a batter run out of the box hard to first base, but you and I both know players that would not have done what Castro did right there. And the inning is very much alive. A runner at first with one down. 1-0 to Grossman. Drew a walk and eventually scored in the second inning. Wickedly foul. And it's 1-1. One and one. Pop foul the other way. We got a long ways to go here today, but we've seen this team do this many times this year within games. A couple of frustrating losses to start with, but then you fall behind 5-0. It was a game just like this here a month or so ago with Barrios on the mound. It was 5-0 right out of the chute. They came back and won the game 6-5. 1-2 to Grossman. 2-2.
Well, you never quit playing the game. Let the game dictate which direction you're going to go. And Twins, you know, all of a sudden Rosario, Buxton, back-to-back home runs. It's a 5-2 game, and then 5 runs later, they have a 2-run lead.
Three and two. Coaches will tell you it doesn't take much to get this dugout going. And you can imagine after the Rosario home run, the level of chatter picking up. All right, here we go. Now we're going. Now we're going. Just to get that first one up on the board. Full count to Grossman. And Grossman knew it. Took a call, third strike, 2 down.
And Santos picks up his first strikeout.
Grossman didn't like it, but I think he knew it.
No, we've seen Robbie do this a lot. That's a pitcher's pitch. You can see down and away. And Lopez holding it. The catcher.
And now Brian Dozier, who delivered an RBI single in the 7-run second inning. Outside, ball 1. An awkward swing.
Good changeup right there.
1-1.
After a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that just missed, he threw an 85-mile-an-hour changeup. Seen the slider, seen the curveball from this right-hander.
Little fly to left. Coming in is Saunders. And that ends the inning. On to the fourth. The Twins up 7-5. As the last two games, it's been a good week for the Twins. Byron Buxton and the crew leading a 7-run comeback. And now we go to the 4th inning. Arena takes strike 1 from Gibson. It'll be Arena, Carrera, and then Josh Donaldson. Pulled foul, 2 strikes.
Slider down and in.
Gibson nearly pulled in the 1st inning, hoping to string together some outs here. Yeah, I would think slider down and in. Fastball down the middle.
Fastball in. Strikeout number 4 for Gibson.
One down here in the 4th, and now Carrera. Fox Tracks presented by Ram. And now Carrera with a strikeout and a ground ball to Bauer. Outside, ball 1. Jabbed at it. 1-1. Most of this homestand, it's felt like summer. Today it feels like fall.
A beautiful day.
Gorgeous. And it whets your appetite for even more fall baseball. Twins trying to get there. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. First year of this ballpark. Of course, the Twins had a playoff series against the Yankees. And then the drought began. I think this ballpark in this city would show itself up pretty well under the bright lights of playoff baseball again. Just missed inside, 2-2.
Okay, went back to the slider. This time Correa laid off of it. Gibson's retired 5 straight.
Just inside 3-2. So important to get him because of who's on deck. Him. That guy. Got him looking. 2 down.
Well, back-to-back strikeouts and 5 in a ball game for Gibson. Went back inside. That 2-seamer comes back over the inner part of the plate.
Two down, and with the bases empty, Donaldson here in the 4th inning, looking to hit his 3rd home run of the game.
You know, Donaldson got a cookie in his first at bat. This last at bat, you got to credit him. I mean, that ball was inside. He opened up quickly.
But it was a fastball.
Yeah.
It's a breaking ball, ball 1. Donaldson's career numbers against Gibson: 6 for 12, 3 home runs, and 5 walks. So yeah, you want to face him with the bases empty and 2 out. There's a swing and a miss and another good breaking ball. I mean, those are slow pitch softball numbers.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what how you want to pitch him. He's hit everything. Just, you know,
lob it up there.
Lob it up there. Let him get himself out.
Another breaking ball.
3 straight sliders.
And it sounds simple, but in reality, I mean, we've looked at him do this for years. Why would you ever throw him a fastball? We know he can hit it. Doesn't make any difference where you throw it. He's gearing up for the fastball.
I remember when he first came up with Oakland, he was basically a catcher. Then they moved him over to 3rd. A couple years ago, won the American League MVP.
1-2. Landed 5 feet in front of the plate. By the way, can we proclaim the trade from Oakland to Toronto as one of the worst in baseball history? Kendall Graveman, Brett Laurie, Sean Nolan, and Franklin Barreto. That was the haul the A's got for a future MVP. 2-2.
Yeah, but they had good on-base percentage.
Now 3-2, smoke on deck. And of course the problem is, if you treat Donaldson with all the due respect he deserves, and you put him at first, and then smoke comes up representing the tying run.
Right.
3-2. See what Gibson gives him here. He struck him out, and the bat ends up near shortstop. Gibson strikes out the side in the fourth. Who would have thought that possible in the first inning? Brought to you by Toyota.
Well, Donaldson, second hitter of the ball game off of Kyle Gibson. A home run made it a 1-0 ball game. And then Donaldson again, and with a 4-0 lead, hits a home run, makes it 5-0. But the Twins come back. Eddie Rosario makes it a 5-1 ball game when he led off the second inning. Make sure you touch base. Next hitter was Byron Buxton. He went deep. The Twins put 7 runs up on the board in the second inning.
Joe Mauer's just taking a fastball over the inside corner for strike one. Mauer hit a critical ground ball that was not played properly by Ryan Goins in the 7-run inning. It could have been an inning-ending double play, and instead it was an error. 2 runs scored to tie the game, and then the Twins went on to add 2 more. So a costly error by Goins. Joe on the day is 0 for 2. 2-1. Texas has a 2-0 lead in the first, still batting over the Angels. Garrett Richards has done what he can do coming off the disabled list to give the Angels pitching staff a lift, but a rough start today. Driven to left.
That's trouble.
Saunders going back. Can't make the play. The carom hits him. And Mauer starts the inning with a double. He hit his drive in the first inning just as hard. Saunders was able to catch the first one, but not this one.
Yeah, this one here. I mean, I think it got lost in the sun, too, because Saunders really fought that. But Joe hit this right on the button. Fastball down. Joe taking it the other way, as he does so well. Watch Saunders' reaction going back. He's got his hand up. He lost that ball.
He's lucky that ball didn't hit him right between the eyes.
Yep. See right there, he has no idea where that baseball is. So it's a double for Joe, his 34th of the year. That leads the Twins with doubles.
Polanco offered at it, strike one. Twins trying to execute to expand the lead here by bunt, by ground ball, by base hit, getting Mauer to third base.
And Polanco may be the best bunter on the Twins team. Donaldson in on the grass, Smoke at first, playing about even with the bag.
Two strikes to Polanco. Just missed the outside corner.
I tried that breaking ball, tried to get that outer half of the plate, but missed. Aaron Luke warming up in the Jays bullpen.
One and two to Polanco. And a grounder foul beyond the Twins dugout. High fly, right center field. And not very deep. Mauer playing it off the base. He won't be able to advance. One down. Fox Sports North is proud to partner with the Minnesota Wild and Let's Play Hockey to collect gently used hockey equipment for Twin Cities families in need. Now through Sunday, September 24th, stop by select arenas and hockey shops throughout the metro area to donate your old hockey equipment. For additional details and drop-off locations, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events.
I thought Polanco's ball was going to go a little bit deeper than that. I was looking for Joe to tag up, but the ball never really got that far out there. Correa came in for that ball.
Rosario with a home run and a single. All of that in the second inning. Now a foul into the seats, one strike.
If you're watching at home, of course, you see the shadows starting to come into play. On this beautiful afternoon day.
One strike to Rosario. Twins trying to change the number. And now it's 7. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Good breaking ball there by Santos.
Trying to take advantage of the leadoff double. Santos got a big out in the Polanco at bat. Rosario went 2 for 2 in the second. So did Byron Buxton. He's the on deck hitter. To center, but playable for Pilar. Mauer still stuck at second base. 2 down. And that'll bring up the Jays killer, Byron Buxton.
They already mentioned Buxton, what he's done. 13 hits and 26 at bats, 5 home runs, driven in 10. Of course, he had that 3 home run game in Toronto, and already a home run here in the second inning following Rosario's home run. And the game winner the other night.
Trying to pick up Mauer at second base. Out in front, strike one. And at least in the Toronto series, Byron's been nails with 2 outs and men on base. He's come up with so many big 2-out hits to drive in big runs. His double in the second inning came with 2 out. Checked his swing, 1-1. The base is open and Kepler on deck. I think Byron needs to be aware of the situation here. Again, he's been to the Jays what Donaldson's been to the Twins. Why would you throw him a strike here? You've got a base open and 2 out. And if they want to walk you, you've got to have the discipline to take the walk.
Well, they went slider, changeup. Another breaking ball.
And it's 2-1.
Byron was the first batter that Santos faced in the second inning, and he got a fastball middle in that he hit the double. He picked up Polanco for an RBI.
Another one's not even close to a strike. 3-1.
Another changeup.
Second inning alone, he put himself halfway to the cycle.
Well, and this is where Byron has to have the patience too, right here. Don't swing at a pitch out of the zone because you're trying to do too much. And he takes a walk.
So now first and second, and Kepler has a chance to deliver a big hit. Today's Coors Banquet timeless moment from 1977. Yankees DH Dave Kingman became the first player to homer for 4 different teams in one season. He ended the season with 26 home runs. He had 9 for the Mets, 11 for the Padres, 2 for the Angels, and 4 for the Yankees. And there was probably a strikeout or 2 mixed in there as well.
He could strike out, but when he made contact, that ball went a long way.
Santos checks out of the game. He faces 10 men. He did a decent job here, and Kepler will have to get a hit against a lefty. In fair territory with the Twins leading 7-5. Max Kepler will face Aaron Loop.
Yeah, Aaron Loop worked here on Thursday night. He ended up hitting 10 pitches, 6 for strikes. He did hit Kepler with a breaking ball, making his 65th relief appearance. You can see 59 strikeouts in 53 1/3 innings. Guy that steps toward first base, drop down, almost like Hildenberger for the Twins.
Swing and a miss, 1 strike.
except he is being a lefty.
Pulled foul, and it's quickly 0-2 to Kepler.
Yeah, that crossfire type of delivery by Luke.
Brought in not so much because he has excelled against lefties. We showed you he does not do that, but Kepler really scuffling against left-handed pitching, and it's a snowball effect. He struggled, so he doesn't get a chance to face them very often, and then when he does, you can't expect the results to be very good. Just off the plate, and it's 1-2. Mauer started the inning with a double. Buxton took a 2-out walk. And now 2-2. Chris Rowley warming up. We may see them all before the game is over with. Sharply hit. Goins backhands. Fires on the run. Makes a good play going to his right. The Twins waste Mauer's double. It's still 7-5. Mountain Dew fans of the game enjoying the sunshine on a cool fall afternoon. Or I guess it's still late summer, isn't it?
Beautiful. Perfect day.
Justin Smoak will lead off the fifth against Kyle Gibson, trying to protect a 2-run lead.
Kyle's retired 7 in a row. He has 6 strikeouts in a ball game.
Missing outside ball 1.
He had an ugly hiccup in that first inning through 37 pitches.
Biggest issue is control. He actually walked 4 men in the inning, and then found himself in hitters counts, and it all added up to 4 runs. And now he's fallen behind Smoak 3-0. He walked him in the first inning.
He's walked 5. He has given up only 3 hits. 2 home runs to Donaldson, then a 2-run single to Lopez.
There's a strike, 3-1. Came all the way back from 3-0 to strike out Pilar in the third. Strike two with a breaking ball. Three and two to Smoke. Popped up, backing out of play. Great stop in foul territory. Mauer lunging across the foul line. Making a great play, but it doesn't count.
Yeah, Chris Conroy, the first base umpire, saying it's foul, but what a nice play by Joe.
Yep. Hard to tell in the shadows there, but it was a foul ball. Another 3-2 to Justin Smoke. Right center field. Buxton tracking it. Getting there, making the catch on the warning track. Nice catch by Buxton. A sprint to the gap to make the catch. Let's go to our showstopper today. You won't believe what happened in Detroit. Matthew Boyd with 2 outs in the 9th. Sailing along looking for a no-hitter. Tim Anderson broke it up to right center field.
How about that?
Now you had 1 no-hitter. Did you lose any in the 9th?
Yeah, I did. 1-2 Toronto actually in the 9th inning. Ball got lost in the lights. They had just put a new left fielder in, I believe Larry Littleton, I believe, and hit his glove and bounced off his glove. He lost in the lights, and yeah.
Knowing you as well as I do, I'm sure you handled it well.
Yeah, it's all right.
You ever speak to him again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He bought me dinner.
Outside now, it's 2-1.
That ball was hit right into the lights. And later in the inning, George Bell got a base hit, and I lost my shutout too. But that's all right. We won. That's the bottom line.
2-1. I don't know Matthew Boyd at all. I mean, it would have been a great thing for him to do it. I just was, thinking of the Tiger fans who've had such a miserable season to sit through. It would have been nice for them to see one of their pitchers throw a no-hitter. 2-2 to Bautista. Gibson's walked him twice today. And another strikeout. And I don't know whether we're at the point where the shadows are becoming to be a factor here. 2 down.
Well, strikeout number 7 for Gibson. He's retired 9 in a row. And the pitch count at 89.
Two down, and now Saunders, who's 0 for 2, looking at an infield pole shift. Tap to the right side. Dozier steps in front of Escobar, and another good 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Gibson. He set down 10 men in a row.
is coaching third base, and family and friends are with us right here, including his twin brothers, of course, at a Twins game. Dennis and Donald, bunch of folks up from Faribault, Minnesota. $100 of scratch-off tickets from the Minnesota State Lottery. When you're twins and you've got all the gear on, and you got the guy in third base coaching, what a fun day for you guys today.
It's always fun to watch the Twins, you know. We've been watching them since '61 when they came here, so we're fans a long time.
You've seen some highs and some lows, and hopefully this year is a high. Now, do you ever question Gene? I mean, maybe he sends a runner in that gets caught at the plate?
Never.
I'm not sure I believe you, but what I do believe, though, is you guys are a lot of fun, and you're going home with 100 scratch-off tickets from the Minnesota State Lottery. And maybe the best part is you're getting circled by one of your favorite pitchers today, Mr. Bert Blyleven.
Thanks, Bert.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. You were all here by circled. The Glenn family.
Pride of Waseca. Escobar takes down and in ball one.
Yeah, new pitcher Chris Rowery coming into the ball game, making just his 5th appearance. Made 3 starts for the Blue Jays.
And now 1-1 to Escobar. Bottom third of the Twins lineup: Escobar, Castro, and Grossman. Twins hoping to expand their lead. The Rangers just have. Joey Gallo with a long home run to center field. It's 3-0 Texas in the top of the 2nd inning. That's to left and down for a hit. Good day at the plate for Escobar. 2 for 2 with a walk.
That looked like a sinking fastball, and Escobar just took it the other way. Good hit.
2018 season tickets are on sale. In addition to securing your spot for the 2018 season, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets for this year if the Twins are in it. And you'll also receive 4 tickets good for any remaining regular season home game this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage here at Target Field. For more info or to place a deposit, twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. You know, I want to talk a little bit about the 4 tickets to any remaining home game. It might very well be that those 3 home games at the end of the year against Detroit, 1 or all 3 of them, could be very, very interesting if the Twins can somehow get back from this road trip with a lead over the Angels in the wild card race, and would have a chance in the final weekend to control their own destiny. The atmosphere in this ballpark is going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be electric.
2 strikes to Castro. Again, that's a difficult week and a half away, with 3 games in New York, 4 in Detroit, 3 in Cleveland. Indians beat the Royals 3-2 this afternoon. So the separation that we've started to notice is continuing, with the Royals now 73 and 76. Seattle's trailing Houston 4-1 late. The Mariners would be 74 and 76. And then we're all cheering for the Rangers, aren't we? Right now.
Kluber ended up getting that win in Cleveland. He's now 17-4 on the year.
1-2 to Castro. Escobar goes, and he finally has stolen second, and he leaps over the shortstop to go to third. What an athlete. He's a sprinter, he's a hurdler, and after all those false starts in the 2nd inning, he finally got to third base.
Well, the ball away, and Lopez, the catcher, the throw toward the shortstop side. And Escobar slides in. He picks up his 5th stolen base, and then the air throw allows Escobar to hustle to third.
Now 2-2 to Castro with the infield in. Base hit left field. And Escobar comes in, and it's 8-5. Castro with 2 of the softest hits he's had all year, both of them coming in this game.
Now picking up his 41st run batted in. Looked like it was right off the end of the bat, but he almost looked like he wanted to take it that way. So Escobar scores for the second time in a ball game. Not a bad pitch. And credit Castro going out and hitting it softly in the left field.
Grossman takes up an in a ball. To right field, down for a hit. Castro stops at second. And Grossman with a walk and a hit today. And a great start to this fifth inning. Brian Dozier, an RBI single in the 7-run second inning. Up and in. Had this discussion with Roy Smalley a number of times, and other hitters too, and talking about the shadows. The toughest is when the shadow covers the mound, but the batter's eye is still illuminated in the sunlight. So in about 20-30 minutes, I would think the mound will be covered in shadows. Dozier with a bunt, and that'll check up at the base hit. They're loaded up. The popped up bunt, we've seen Buxton do it a couple of times. It's a weapon because when the ball then hits the grass, it just dies.
Very nicely executed by Brian Dozier right there. Because Donaldson was playing back. The ball hits the turf. And you're right, it spun around right there, didn't move much. And a bunt single for Dozier, his second hit of the ball game.
And a chance for Mauer to bust the game open. Bases loaded, nobody out. Mauer led off last inning with a double. Strike on the outside corner. Fouled away into the seats. 0-2. Toronto scored the first 5 runs of the game. A high blast to deep right field. Mauer with a grand slam.
Joe Mauer with his 7th home run, his first grand slam since 2012 when he hit one in Kansas City, his 4th career grand slam. Fastball in. Joe opening up. And the Twins have opened this up a 12-5 lead.
Fly ball center field, hit right at Pilar, squinting, shading his eyes from the sun, and Polanco's the first out of the inning. This ball was out of here in the blink of an eye.
And Joe knew it. And so did about 30,000 fans.
12 unanswered runs for the Twins. And here is Rosario, who homered and singled in the second inning. Up and away, 1-0. Tap foul, and it's 1-1. Four singles in front of a home run, and the Twins have busted the game wide open. Foul back, and the comeback started with Eddie Rosario's home run. It was 5-0. Looked like the Twins were dead in the water.
A long way to go, and I think that's what Paul Molitor and everybody on that bench said. Hey, we're going to fight back. Let's make this game a game, and boy, have they.
2-2.
7 runs in the second inning, 5 so far here in the bottom of the 5th.
Deep to right field, and Rosario sends one out. His second home run of the game.
And Rowley, just coming into the ball game, making just his 5th appearance, is getting roughed up.
26th of the year for Rosario.
And his 20th hit here at Target Field.
One to left and now one to right.
Yeah, breaking ball. You can see how strong he is.
How short that swing is.
Yeah, just reached out, got it airborne into the seats.
Buxton with a home run and a double in the 7-run second inning. Later a walk. Swing and a miss, 1 strike. Now he came inside with a hard fastball. Gets another swing and a miss. We've been told that some swings really hurt Byron, and that's just the way he's reacted after the swing and the miss. That might have been one of those swings. And the left hand comes off, and Byron strikes out.
And Rowley picks up a strikeout.
And it'll bring up Kepler.
Well, that two-seam sinking fastball down and in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
You can see the grimace. And the Twins have been given, and Byron has been given every assurance that continuing to swing won't damage the hand anymore. But boy, you can imagine how painful it might be to swing and miss, and it takes a while for the pain to subside.
Second time today that the Twins have hit around.
2-0 to Kepler. We were saying the other day, the Twins need to get this guy's bat going. Batting average just kind of sitting in the 240 range. We've seen him get red hot before. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Twins out hitting the Jays 14-3. 2-2 to Kepler. And now 3-2. Escobar on deck. And now Kepler takes a walk.
Kepler on base for the first time.
Second bat around inning for the Twins.
Yeah, if I'm a teammate of Kyle Gibson right now, if I'm pitching tomorrow, I put Gibson's jersey on. 3 starts ago, he won 17-0. His last start against the Padres here, 16-0. Twins have put 13 on the board so far here this afternoon.
And if you just joined us, you might have been watching something else. If you just joined us, the Twins had bullpen activity in the first inning. Gibson couldn't throw a strike. And it sure looks like he's going to pick up a win here today. He'd better.
Well, he's retired 10 straight. I don't think he's going to go out there. 90 pitches he's thrown, 37 of those in the first.
2 strikes to Escobar. Started the inning with a single. And that'll end it. But another good inning for the Twins as they add 6 more. Bauer with a grand slam. Rosario with his second home run of the day. And you're watching Twins baseball, presented by State Farm. Run 5th inning after a 7-run 2nd inning, and the Twins right now comfortably ahead. You can see Gibson's run support just in his, well, here what he's done here tonight in the first couple innings, very rough. And there's the run support in his last 3 starts here at Target Field. A 7-run inning, 3 6-run innings, 2 4-run innings, and 3 3-run innings.
That's a lot of runs. But you know what? I mean, you can look at those runs, but you know, even in that 17-0 and 16-0, I'm saying nothing, that means he put zeros on the board. Here, yes, he struggled in the first inning, gave up the home run to Donaldson, but he has settled down very nicely. Didn't give up on himself. He's retired 10 straight Blue Jay hitters.
Swing and a miss.
And make it at 11 with his 8th strikeout.
You and I have both seen pitchers who pitch to the scoreboard and give up runs when their team has scored a bunch. And Gibson hasn't done that. He just had a rough first inning.
Yep. And you know what? You man up. You admit that you had a tough inning, but he didn't give up.
One would think Gibson will be given every opportunity to complete 6, and then maybe Buddy Boshears will pitch. Again, it's a ball game where the Twins are trying to protect some relief pitchers who've gone 3 times in the last 4 days.
Well, and you mentioned, Dick, you know, there was guys up in the first inning.
Yeah.
You know, Nick Turley was up. He was maybe going to come into the ball game, but Gibson got through that inning. Second inning was rough, but boy, he settled down nicely.
Buxton drifts back. 2 down.
12 straight now retired by Gibson.
Time now for today's State Farm combination. And Buxton, who hauled in that fairly routine fly ball, has been outstanding. We know Kevin Pillar is good, but we've been blessed to watch this man play center field this year.
I remember in game 1, I said we got 2 good center fielders playing against each other in this series, and Pillar very good. Buxton just a little better.
Buxton and Rosario converge. Buxton calling for it, and he makes the catch. 5 good innings for Kyle Gibson after a rough first. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. Funny, isn't it? All the Twins fans are smiling.
The Blue Jays were smiling after the last couple days, but it's the Twins' turn here today.
Gibson, after that rough first inning, did a nice job settling down.
He did a great job of settling down. Retired 13 straight.
Kind of what he did up in Toronto too. What the Jays were able to do against him, they did early, and then he finished strong. Matt Dermody, the third and final left-handed reliever, coming in for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he ended the game for the Jays in last night's victory over the Twins. He pitched the 9th inning, gave up a hit. First batter he faced, Joe Mauer, but then retired the next 3, making his 17th relief appearance. 4 different stints for Dermody with the Blue Jays this year, most of the time spent in AAA.
Zipped inside, ball 1 to Castro. Castro with a couple of hits, a 7-hopper through the right side of the infield, and a soft line drive through a drawn in infield to left. And now outside 2-0. Popped up right side of the infield. Smoke wants it. 1 down. Registration for Feed My Starving Children's Pack at the Park is closed, but you can still support Feed My Starving Children and provide 56 meals to starving children across the world with the purchase of this Feed My Starving Children t-shirt. Visit fmsc.org and get yours today. 1 down in the 6th. Robbie Grossman. A walk, a single, couple runs scored. Now as a right-handed batter, sends one to the gap in right center. And there to make the catch is Carrera. 2 down. And that'll bring up Dozier. Dozier with a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. A bunt single his last time up. Part of that 6-run 5th inning. Aaron Slager's getting loose. It's always interesting to see how managers manage games like this. Thankfully, the Twins on the winning side of all of this. But when do you start making substitutions? Twins haven't substituted anybody yet among position players. But we could see perhaps next time Buxton's spot is due up, if his hand is really hurting, maybe getting him out, but then you worry about giving up his defense in center field. 1-1 to Dozier. And then with the pitching department, Slegers might have an opportunity to get a 3-inning save. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Well, you saw Buddy Boshears up there, and a lot of times, hey, if you pitch Buddy, say, an inning, you may lose him for tomorrow against the Yankees, where you need left-handed pitchers because of that short porch in right field and the left-handers they have in a lineup.
That Slegers, has built up the stamina as a starting pitcher. So if he does come in, and it looks he will, as if he will in the 7th, maybe just let him try to finish the ball game and save everybody else out there. 2-2 to Dozier. Well, this home run happy Twins lineup with 4 home runs hit today. And now 193 hit on the season. They get to hit at Yankee Stadium for the next 3 games. Chop foul. Dozier on a breaking ball, strikes out, and that ends the 6th inning. 7th coming up with the Twins in control.
Back, let's look at the Grand Casino story of the game. Well, 4 runs put on the board by the Jays in the 1st inning. A lot of walks by Kyle Gibson. In the 2nd inning, it was Eddie Rosario with the Twins down 5-0. And in the next batter, Buxton. Back-to-back home runs made it 5-2. The Twins did not stop there. He ended up scoring 7 runs, 4 earned. And then the highlight of the game was this grand slam by Joe Mauer in the 6-run 5th inning. Eddie Rosario with another home run, his 2nd of the ball game. So the Twins' bats came alive. 14 hits, 13 runs. And Kyle Gibson, 5 very good innings. Aaron Slegers coming in, making his first relief appearance, a couple starts.
And the first pitch outside. And if he wants a chance to get his first big league 3-inning save, he needs to have a good first inning here. It's kind of a tough situation. Twins have been looking for situations to get Slegers some work. Here's a ball chopped. Polanco backhands, fires on the run. Mauer with the pick, got him. Oh, what a play! Jorge Polanco from deep in the hole. Threw out Arena, who's a very fast runner.
Yes, he is. What a nice play by Polanco. He's got to go to his right here, backhand it, and then do the off balance throw, try to get it over there. One hop to Joe Mauer. Joe picks it for the out.
One down in the 7th. And Slegers misses the outside corner. Missing inside. 2-0. 4 pitches, just 1 strike for Slegers. Drilled to right, hit hard. And off the top of the padding, Kepler's throw to second base. And Carrera has a double.
Yeah, fastball right there but his fastball don't have a lot of movement. You could throw 95, 96, but you'd like to keep it down. That ball right there fell behind an account, left it up.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier.
Take a look at the pitch right there, right down the middle at 90 miles an hour. And that's going to get hit hard, and it did.
And now Donaldson. Missing low, ball 1. Another breaking ball to Donaldson. Gibson struck him out with a sequence of breaking balls in the 4th inning. Score at the time was just 7-5. So getting Donaldson out, period, was an accomplishment. Another breaking ball missing, 2-0.
There's a good slider right there. Slegers 25 years old. He just turned 25 about a week ago. Played his college ball out of Indiana University. 6'10". Aaron Slegers.
That spins.
Might come back.
Slegers now with a 2-2 count. Twins are 8 outs away from winning the season series with Toronto. Something that, if it happens, will have happened for just the 2nd time in the last 12 years. Two and 2. Popped up near the Twins dugout. And out of play. Well, here's some scores of some other games. The Orioles beat the Yankees. The Yankees host the Twins tomorrow night in the first of 3. And the Astros can clinch if they can hang on and win that game. And the Angels trailing the Rangers 3-0. And if this score holds and something close to that score holds, the Twins will open up the road trip with a 2-game lead over the Angels. It's entirely possible, of course, that the Angels and Twins, or if somebody else gets hot, that there could be a play-in game to the wild card game. That would be played the Monday after the regular season.
All sliders so far to Donaldson.
missed with a slider. First and second, one down. Gonna bring up Smoke. You can watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV every night on every device. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Yeah, Slager's last pitch for the Twins when the Twins were in Tampa or St. Petersburg against the Rays. He started in a Twins 10-6 win. He got a no decision, went 4+ innings, gave up 5 runs.
Blasted to center. Buxton back, plays the carom. Polanco has a play at the plate. No, they slam on the brakes with Donaldson being waved home first and then stopped. It's an RBI double for Smoke, and 13-6 is the score.
And Smoke got a high fastball after all the sliders to Donaldson. Slager throws Smoke a fastball and he hits it off the wall in straightaway center.
Need to get it out here.
And Luis Rivera, the third base coach, holding up Donaldson as he made a big turn, thought about scoring, but Buxton got it back in quickly.
Now Bautista. Breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Sligers has faced 4 men, retired just 1, and it took a great play by Polanco to record that out. The outside corner with a fastball. Their breaking ball missing, and it's 2-1.
Some action in the Twins pen.
Boucher's back up. Left-hand hitting Saunders is up next. I imagine if Sligers doesn't get Bautista here, we might have a pitching change. 2-1. Well, this isn't good. This is a very dangerous lineup with a lot of power in it. And Sligers is in danger of filling the bases with 1 run already in. Polanco with a nice pick and an important second out. A run comes in, but an awfully big second out. Donaldson comes in.
Bautista will pick up his 60th run batted in on that ground out.
And it's 13-7. And that's going to be the end. This is September 17th, and you just can't take any chances. Sligers falling behind batters through 18 pitches, just 8 strikes, so he'll check out. And I would imagine Boucher's will be brought in here to face Michael Saunders, with the Jays getting a couple in the 7th. Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve.
Well, Buddy Boshear's coming into the ballgame trying to get the final out here in the 7th inning. Boshear's worked here on Thursday night. A third of an inning, had a strikeout.
And Sligers disappointed that he didn't throw more strikes. Ended up giving up a couple of doubles and a walk. And Saunders is being lifted for a pinch hitter.
Hernandez, who Boshear's faced on Thursday night and struck him out. The only batter he faced.
On the outside corner. Fouled into the seats. And Boshears gets ahead. 0-2. Struck him out. Boshears comes in and gets the last out of the 7th. With 6 outs to go, the Twins still enjoy a 6-run lead. And on this Sunday afternoon, glorious weather. It's our honor, privilege to bring you God Bless America.
Please rise and welcome 2017 Twins audition winner Kijana Gant as he leads us in the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, through the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Still maintain control, 13-7. Let's check some other news and notes around baseball. Corey Kluber with 7 shutout innings, just 3 hits allowed as the Indians had their winning streak broken by the Royals, but the Indians won the rest of the ball games. Baldo Jimenez with a good outing, 5 innings in an Oriole win over New York. There's Joe Mauer, hit the ball very hard 3 times in today's ball game. Has a double and a grand slam home run to show for his efforts. And Hernandez is the new left fielder. Half swing and a strike, says Jerry Meals. Third hit of the ball game for Joe Mauer.
I took that fastball right back up the middle. Twins pick up their 15th hit.
And that'll bring up Polanco. Looking for his first hit today. He's hit the ball in the air, which has been kind of a common problem for him. It's kind of what he was doing a lot when he was struggling in the month of July, hitting the ball in the air a lot.
Yeah, I remember in last night's ball game, all 4 outs that he hit were up in the air.
Yeah.
Little pop-ups. 3-ball fly ball out so far in today's ball game.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. They haven't run out of pitchers yet.
Well, they have 20 like we do.
Campos looks like he'll be the next one. Not a long way, but it's a foul ball.
Well, you know, when you watch that right there, I mean, even in yesterday's ball game, he hit one deep that was foul. You're only talking maybe about a quarter of an inch as far as popping it up comparing to hitting it sharply somewhere. So not missing by much. He missed that breaking ball right there and strikes out for the first time in a ball game.
Well, he's already done it once this year. We'll see whether Eddie Rosario could be the first one to have 2 3-home run games.
On the first, or his first at bat, he took it the other way for a home run. His 25th, and then his 26th came in the 5th inning. A couple batters after Joe Mauer hit the grand slam.
A high fly to right center field. And Carrera going back and making the catch just in front of the wall. He nearly got number 3. And that'll bring up Byron Buxton.
The center fielder, Byron Buxton.
Buxton with a couple of hits, a walk, and a strikeout. It appeared in at least one of the swings, and his strikeout, the left hand was really biting him.
Yeah, because of good sinkers down and in. And we're going back inside again.
Ball 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning in Anaheim, and the Rangers still lead the Angels 3-0. Congratulations to the Houston Astros. They just finished off a win over Seattle. They're the American League West champions. And Buxton with a liner to left. And now he's got 3 hits today. First and second, 2 down.
You know, we saw him with those pitches inside where he has to get that hand in. But right there, you know, that's a ball away. So he can kind of use more of the right hand and pick up that hit. Take a look at the pitch, outer half of the plate. Byron hitting it sharply into left center. Mauer stops at second. Buxton with, like you mentioned, his third hit.
Kepler 0 for 3 with a walk. Just outside a ball. Twins trying to split this series with the Jays. Finish the homestand 4-2. Continue their outstanding play at home. The difficulty they had winning at home was only in the first half. They've not had a losing homestand since the All-Star break. One-on-one to Kepler. And off the plate, 2-1. Justin Verlander, the winning pitcher in Houston's win over Seattle. 3-1. Escobar on deck.
He's got kind of like new life over there, doesn't he, with the Astros?
Yeah. Good for him, I suppose. Really good for the team and for the city that needed a little shot in the arm with the devastation of the flooding and the hurricane damage. And good for the baseball fans of that area. We suffered through a miserable season last year. Imagine, if you can, what it must have been like to be in Houston and have 3 seasons like that in a row that were worse than what the Twins had last year. The breaking ball and a strike, 3-2.
Well, they had a lot of young players who are trying to get their at-bats, almost a lot like the Twins had to go through last year. And now these guys are maturing, like the Buxtons, Rosarios, the Keplers.
3-2 to Kepler. Little pop up to short right. Goins in the outfield grass in the shadows makes the catch. Twins strand a couple of singles in the 7th.
When the Twins travel to New York to open an important series at the Yankees. Our coverage starts at 5:30 from Yankee Stadium with Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. The race for playoff space heats up in Gotham City as 2 wildcard contenders square off on Fox Sports North.
Well, it should be fun, and it might be a preview of the wild card game.
That'll be a playoff type atmosphere again. I think anytime you go to New York, even if you go there in April, it's a playoff type atmosphere against them.
I don't know. I just try to survive. I try to sleep in the city that never sleeps. Bring a lot of hand sanitizer. Just try to get through it. Driven foul. 1-1. What are you going to do in New York?
Probably go through Central Park. Take a nice walk through Central Park. Well, here's what the Yankees have left. The Twins have left. The Angels. I think this the ones that interest me right there with Cleveland in town in Anaheim. Then they go to Houston and Chicago. Then they end up at home with the Mariners.
And the Twins, with 13 games left after today, have 7 games with the Tigers. With everything that's helped happen, you can see the separation we're starting to see with the Mariners 2 games below 500. The Royals now 3 games. The Orioles had picked a terrible time to have a 6-game losing streak, and they're 4 games below 500. One hopper, busted bat. Polanco fires at the mound, 1 away. Twins fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go.
Polanco's made some nice plays here today. He really has. Even though we're talking about offensively popping it up, he has not taken it out on the field with him, and that's good to see.
Well, that play he made in the hole to start the 7th inning, given what happened after that at bat in the 7th inning, that was a big out. Jay's got a couple runs, but it could have been a bigger inning without getting that first out. And now a roller up the middle and a base hit for Goins.
Well, Goins gets his first hit. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins, doing better tonight, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC.
Maley's going to hit for Lopez. All right, so you're going to walk in Central Park. What else are you going to do in New York?
Oh, find places to eat. I like going down there to Times Square. Take a walk down there.
Okay.
You ever been to Times Square?
Many times.
How about through Central Park?
Several times.
And you made it back okay?
Yeah.
Let's go for a walk through Central Park. You and I. We'll take a buggy ride.
The Twins leading by 6.
Yeah, Ryan Presley, the third reliever used for Paul Molitor. He worked here on Friday night, a shutout inning. He worked the 7th inning in relief of Bartolo Colon. threw 25 pitches in that inning, 17 for strikes, making his 51st relief appearance, averaging a strikeout per inning.
Bailey with 1 out and a man aboard. Strike 1, Presley. Dug out by Castro.
Maile, one of the 4 catchers that the Blue Jays are carrying. Claimed off waivers from the Tampa Bay Rays in April.
And fouled back. And it's 1-2.
Maile, just 26 years old. Spent some time with the Rays in 2015 and 16.
And
good breaking ball. Good.
Wipe out breaking ball.
Nasty right there.
2 down. And that'll bring up Arena.
Well, tough to see anyway, and then you throw a pitch like that.
Did you ever use the shadows? I mean, this is what we were talking about before. The pitcher, the release point, the spin, all of that's coming out of his hand in the shadows, and your batter's eye is in bright sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of watch the reaction of that hitter to see if they're having a tough time, and sometimes, you know, your catcher will say, boy, it's hard to see.
We just saw Castro there on that fastball.
Right.
Looked like he didn't get a real good look at it.
If it's tough for your catcher to see, you can imagine trying to hit a baseball that's spinning, maybe coming in at 94, 95.
96. 1-1. In the bottom of the 5th, Texas leading the Angels 3-0. Angels, even though they won the last couple of ball games, they've struggled a bit scoring runs. Last night, Justin Upton's 2 solo home runs, the only runs they could generate, but it was enough to win 2-0. 2-1 to Arena. Back to Presley. And an underhanded flip and a scoreless 8th inning. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm.
Sees the Twins up 13-7 right now. Stay with us. right after this baseball game for Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at how the offense erupted for a 7- and 6-run inning within this game. We'll also show you how Kyle Gibson got rocked early, but then really settled in nicely, put up 4 goose eggs after 5 runs in the first 2 innings. We'll hear from the manager, Paul Molitor, as well. And also, fans, directly after every game, you can go to the Fox Sports North Facebook page. You'll find Twins Final Pitch, presented by Prism Research. There you'll get a recap of this action here today and a preview of upcoming games, which, of course, Dick and Bert, we're going to take New York on. We're going to take on those Yankees. Dick's going to take on Times Square in Central Park. The fun you guys will have.
That's right.
Hey, Kevin, I know this is your last Twins telecast. This is your great work. We've enjoyed working with you, and we'll look forward to doing it all again next year.
Yeah, I had a blast, guys. Really hoping that they can punch the ticket to the postseason. We can come back here as a fan in October and watch some really cool, chilly fall baseball. That'd be awesome.
Great job, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
Escobar with a swing and a miss. Campos will face the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Maley in the game behind the plate.
Campos making his 12th relief appearance. He worked here on Thursday, faced only 1 batter, walked Buxton.
0-2. You know, Kevin was recounting Gibson's revival after that rough first inning. I hope someone asks Paul Molitor how close he was to taking Gibson out in that first inning. He had Arena up with 2 outs, a couple of men on, 4 runs already in, and it might have been that at bat that allowed Gibson to stay in the game. If Arena had reached somehow, and you're rolling the lineup over with 4 runs in, 6 runs in, whatever, Gibson, I think, was that close to coming out of the ball game in the first inning.
You know what's amazing is that, Kyle settled down. He only gave up 3 hits. It was just the 4 walks in the first inning and then a walk in the second.
Escobar strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Campos picks up a strikeout.
Bring up Castro.
You think about that, though, as we look at this strikeout pitch right here. 96 pitches in 6 innings thrown by Gibson, 37 in the first inning.
Yeah.
So he really settled down nicely.
Castro with a couple of base hits, couple of runs scored, a run batted in. Ball 1.
Announced crowd here this afternoon, 27,572.
Again, if the Twins can do well enough on this road trip to come back with the wild card lead for those last 3 games with Detroit, it might be a tough ticket to get. I think Twins fans are so hungry to celebrate something, and if they have a chance to maybe clinch a wild card spot at home. You think in Twins history when they have clinched something, of course in '87 and '91 they had the ultimate clinching at home, Game 7 of the World Series. Fouled back. But over the years when the Twins were winning division titles in 6 years out of 9, most of the clinching was done on the road. A couple of times at the Metrodome. Most recently here, the Twins clinched at home, but they had to wait for a West Coast game to end. They had to wait for Oakland to beat Chicago, I believe it was. And so the celebration in the clubhouse didn't start till around midnight. 1-2. In '87, you guys clinched the division championship on the road.
In Texas.
And you went to the World Series after beating the Tigers in Detroit.
Clinched it there, yeah.
'91, the same situation. They had a chance to clinch at least on the field, but didn't. The Twins had to stop the bus and congratulate each other. There's a wicked 2-hopper fielded by Smoke. 2 down. Zubaz Palooza coming back September 29th. Special ticket package includes a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. And I found out yesterday via Twitter that that is not a redundancy. You can take advantage of the special offer available exclusively at twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. I had people tell me on Twitter, people send me pictures on Twitter that Zubaz makes shirts too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you showed me that. I bet you they make wallets too.
Here's Grossman. But on the 29th, you'll just get the pants.
You know, Dick, we're talking about the two center fielders here, Pilar and Buxton. Of course, you know, two of the best at that position. I'm really impressed with Smoke. We don't see him play first a lot, but he and Joe Mauer, they kind of go hand in hand too. He's done a good job over at first base.
1-1. Then you've got Mitch Moreland, who's won a Gold Glove at first for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Hosmer is good at first for Kansas City.
Yeah, Smoke's only made a couple errors over there. Mauer's made one, and that was in foul territory on a pop-up.
And the batter was retired.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the very next pitch.
Yep.
Two and one, Grossman. And now outside, 3-1.
Campos in his first season with the Blue Jays. He's been up and down, 8 different stints this year between AAA and Toronto. Spent 3 seasons with the Padres before joining the Blue Jays.
Spun over the screen and back into the seats. And a strikeout will end the bottom of the 8th. Twins trying to finish off the Jays when we come back. trying to finish off the Toronto Blue Jays and win the season series. Ryan Presley to start the 9th. Fastball is upstairs, ball 1. Carrera with a double and a run scored his last time up. Stroked to right. Kepler with a diving catch in right field.
And a snow cone.
Nice diving catch by Kepler in right field for the first out.
Almost looked like he was going to pull up, but then dove for the ball. And right there you see him turning the glove around, and there's the ball. I think they want to look at it. Did it hit the ground first?
And they won't challenge. And you might think, well, why would they bother challenge down by 6 runs? Managers want to protect their hitters and give them a hit if it was a legitimate hit. So the challenge, if it had been executed, was for Carrera's benefit, regardless of what the score is. Here is Donaldson, one final time. And guess what? A breaking ball. Ball 1.
I don't think he's seen a fastball since the 2nd inning. He got that fastball inside and hit his 2nd home run of the ball game.
Struck out on breaking balls in the 4th, walked on breaking balls in the 7th. Tapped up the line. Escobar charges, fires, and Mauer with another great scoop at first.
And Escobar running all the way to Joe Mauer and saying thank you.
2 down in the 9th.
Well, Escobar knows that he's got to get something over there quickly, and Joe picking it as he's done all summer long. Nice play by Joe Mauer.
Our old friend Jaime Garcia is going to start against the Twins tomorrow. He very briefly pitched for the Twins. Irvin Santana, Barrios, and Colon will go against Garcia, Sabathia, and Tanaka.
Well, he had that one start in Oakland. The next day he was gone.
Got the win. Fly ball right field. Dozier is there, and the Twins pick up win number 78.
Well, the offense today really came alive. Minnesota scored 13 runs when they were down 5-0. They come back and beat the Jays.
Anthony LaPanta, this looked like it was going to be a miserable afternoon, but as they've done so many times, this Twins team came back and picked up the win.
It is amazing how many times they've come from large deficits to win. This afternoon they were down 5, came back to win by 6. 13-7 the final. Kyle Gibson settled down. We'll break that down and hear from Paul Molitor next on Twins Live.